Hi, Jen from JenAndZoe here, and today I'm going to be doing the mummy scenario tag. So I saw this awesome tag video on Shaylee and Baby's channel the other day, and her friends from channels Jalen Mama and Jessica from the Mummy Archives originally did this and tagged her to do it, and yeah, I loved watching it and I thought, awesome, I'm going to do this one too. It's a series of questions, like as it suggests, mummy scenarios you'd be put in everyday life and how you would deal with them. So I'll start off with the first question and get going. So I'm just going to look at my questions as I go through. So number one is, your kid is refusing to eat dinner. Do you stand your ground and demand they eat what you made, or make something else? So I have a 3-year-old and an 11-month-old. My 11-month-old, I'll just keep finding something else to eat, because obviously she's not refusing in a proper way. But she's pretty good, so I don't have to worry too much. My 3-year-old is a pretty good eater, but sometimes one day she'll like something, one day she won't. I am a tough mummy a lot of the time. I do try and stand my ground and see if she'll eat it. Still, usually get her to try at least a mouthful, but once she gets started, she'll just keep eating it. So usually mummy wins in this household, but not without a toddler tantrum usually. So yeah, I usually stand my ground, but yeah, it depends on a lot of things, you know. Are they sick? Are they tired? Like, you got to pick your battles sometimes. So number 2 is, your kid has a meltdown in the store. Nothing is working to calm them down. Do you leave and come back another time, or grit your teeth and finish shopping? I have to say, I probably haven't had too many times where this happens. If I'm moving along, my kids are usually happy. I guess if I'm standing in one spot and stuck in a line or something, that's when things can happen. I've also always had a rule since Zoe was very little, and now Alex has come along. Like, when we go to the shops, we go straight into the trolley and then we go do our shopping. I don't usually use prams, so the trolley is my go-to thing. So straight in the trolley, and we don't come out of the trolley for any reason. We sit in the trolley, or, you know, now Zoe stands in there. We stay in the trolley. So I don't have problems with wandering off, and that's just the norm for her. She expects that, yep, we go straight into a trolley. So I haven't had a lot of situations where I've had to deal with this, but if I did, I guess it depends on how urgent it is, whether you've got cold stuff in the trolley, if you can rush it along, all those sorts of things. So yeah, I have to say, bit of both. Probably grit my teeth and bear it and just hope that it's over soon, but if I don't have to be there, I usually won't. Number 3 is, your kid gets too many toys for their birthday. Do you make some returns or save them for a rainy day? A lot of the time, yeah, I've never made returns for presents. Even if I've had double ups, I've gotten the same thing. A lot of the time, I end up just putting in the wardrobe. I might, if it doesn't get used for a while, I might rewrap it and give it to her at another time. They always get used somehow, and if it is a double up, like, I do tell the person, I will, you know, maybe give it to someone else who needs it, or re-gift. That's not a common thing though. I can't even think. Oh, there was a stage where my kids got a lot of pillow pets, so I have re-gifted some of them, because obviously we don't need a whole bunch of pillow pets here, but for the most part, yeah, I just end up keeping them for a rainy day pretty much, or another time. Number 4 is, your kid is protesting sleep. Do you give in at 3 a.m. and get them up and watch a movie, or you rock them, nurse them, etc. to get them back to sleep? Well, I haven't really talked about this a lot, but with Zoe, who's now 3, I had a lot of trouble with her from day one. She was a very unsettled baby. There was no bad habits to get into, like rocking or co-sleeping, or, you know, not that they're bad habits, but you know what I mean. None of these things that I need. Nothing was working. I was pulling my hair out. going down the postnatal depression path. It was not fun. My husband and I were both struggling big time. So we went to sleep school very early on, even before she was 2 months, and things changed for the better there. She still had her own personality and would protest sleep, but she would go to sleep, and so she's known no different. There has been no get up in 3 a.m. and watch movies. Once she started sleeping through, she continued to sleep through, even when she's been sick. There's been times where where she's vomited overnight or something. I get her up and I Panadol her, cool her down, cuddle her, and then I put her back. I don't rock her back to sleep. I don't have to. And Alex, who's 11 months, she's been a great baby from day one, but she's also been scheduled because of what I went through with Zoe. So, no, what was that question again? Do I give in? I don't need to give in because they've known no different. So, no. But if I did, no. I've gone through so much, I couldn't even imagine going back to sleep problems. So, but yeah, that's how it is in our house. Number 5. Do you have an appointment and no babysitter? You have an appointment and no babysitter. Do you bring them with you or reschedule? So, yeah, again, this depends on the appointment. But for the most part, Zoe is at that age where she'll, if she knows that she needs to sit there and be quiet, she usually does. I don't know how that works when I'm on the phone and she knows she needs to be quiet. That doesn't happen. But when we're out in a different unfamiliar environment and I leave her set up with a toy, it all works out. It's a different story with, I guess, a child under 2, maybe even 2.5. It does make it harder. You can't expect them to be quiet. I'd bring them along with me, but that's because of the children I have. If it was a very long appointment, then I probably would avoid going with Alex. She's just too hard. But Zoe, she'd probably sit there. Now, number 6. You have 20 minutes until unexpected company arrives. Do you rush around and clean the messy house or just figure, hey, it's okay, I've got kids? So, we've all been through this situation. You can get a lot done in 20 minutes. So, if I have people over unannounced, which does not happen very often at all, I would rush around and clean up. But at the same point, I'd be like, hey, this part is okay because I've got kids, there's going to be a certain amount of mess. But for the most part, I'll probably pick up every toy in the toy area, which isn't quite picked up now. And I'd make sure there was no dishes and, the coffee table was, just a little bit clear. And the cushions were positioned nice and just the bit they're going to see, definitely I would make sure that's, it's just respectable. You want your house to, it can be a bit cluttered, but clean is good, so I would definitely try and rush around and clean up a little bit. But on the other hand, also understand that, there's kids, so yeah, a balancing act of clean, but maybe a little mess. Number 7 is you're running late and only have time to do your hair or makeup. What do you choose? Well, if you know me, I'm not a huge makeup person. I've got sensitive skin and I just haven't been I'd like to be a huge makeup person, and I definitely try to when I'm going out, but it's not usually an everyday full-on affair. So I would say definitely my hair, oh my god, I am very much a headband person at the moment. This post-baby hair, even though we're at 11 months, is just driving me insane. So yes, I would definitely go for my hair over my makeup any day. But if I could be cheeky, I would half do a bit of both. Number 8 is you're at the park and another child pushes yours. Do you intervene and correct them or go find the child's parent? Well, if I don't know the child, even if I do know the child, I have to say I'm one of those parents that usually intervenes. I can't help it. It's just natural. And yeah, it all depends on intent. if I've seen this child constantly pushing other kids, then yeah, I intervene straight away. Kids are kids, but I don't want you hurting my kids. And usually with Zoe, I stand further back for, I see how she copes with it. So, it all depends on how hard it was. Did she fall over? Did she just move back? That sort of thing. So, and with Alex, she's 11 months, so I intervene a lot earlier. But most of the time, I'm firm but fair. Like, especially with Alex, I'll be like, hey, she's just a baby. Just be gentle, okay? That sort of thing. I rush in with Alex and tell the other, sort of get there and say, hey, use a nice voice, but no, that's not okay. You can't push my kid. She's just little. And with Zoe, same sort of thing. Sometimes, if the kid's bigger than her, even if it's smaller, there's so many little factors that come into play with what I do. But there are a lot of times that I go, hey, and then usually if the other mum wasn't looking, she'll come over and she'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'll be like, no, it's all right. It's just, I just have to step in. Usually because, in group scenarios, I always had my eyes on Zoe when it was just Zoe. But now that I have two, I don't have my eyes focused on both my kids. I find that really hard. I am aware where they are, but I can't always see what they're doing 100% of the time, especially in, say, a fenced off park or a room where it's a play group or something, doors are shut. Like, I know that they're safe, so I don't have to have my eye completely right on them at the same time. But yeah, I have to say I do intervene, and I think that might change as it gets older though. I don't know. I find it easier intervening with the child than I do with the parent. Just being nice, firm but fair. I'm never super cross and or something like that. But yeah, I think it's important. So I really enjoyed this mummy tag and these questions, and I hope there's someone adds to these. This would be awesome, because it's definitely interesting to hear people's answers on this, because we're all similar but different in some ways. And I have quite a few people I'd like to tag. I thought, why not go for it? Just tag a whole bunch. There's so many people I watch and am subscribed to, so I thought I'd just tag a heap. So, and hopefully you guys haven't been tagged or in the process of doing it. If not, that's fine. So I'm tagging Crystal from Brought to You by Mum, Erin from Erin and Baby, Gemma from Gemma Times, Brittany from Brittany and Baby, if you're going to watch this, Dana from Miss Diaper D, Gracie and Mummy, Ivy and Rachel, Kiona B Baby, Mummy Moments, and Long Shot, but Jess from Gabe and Jess. So that's who I tag, and I look forward to seeing these ones get around. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you for my next video. Bye.